Hello, happy Monday.
Good morning.
1 week until Christmas. Really excited about that. We've been wrapping presents yesterday. Whilst Ellie was out, me and Ethan May started doing some, and you want to see the state of the wrapping on them, but we got it done.
And what about my funniest story in your wardrobe?
Oh yeah, and then Ellie's been climbing in my wardrobe. She's been getting presents for Ethan May sort of periodically, and we've been hiding them at the top in behind like clothes and stuff like that. So Ellie decides to climb up and break her little shelf thing on my
It was like a
wardrobe
it's like
thing.
a fabric thing that you fold clothes in, and I thought that I could use it as a step ladder anyway. I broke one of them.
Yeah, so today we wanted to try and make this useful. This is based on questions that we've been getting asked from clients, prospective clients, people who just follow us and want a bit more information, a little bit of help. And it's always like, how do they sort of minimise or stop putting weight on over Christmas? We know that most people are going to put on between 5 and 12 pounds over the next 2 weeks, and that shouldn't be the case. So we've got various tools that we'll use, because we're not going to be training much over Christmas. We're not going to be spending hours and hours in the gym. We know for most people watching this, it's probably not going to be realistic too. So we want to try and give you some usable advice and really give you some sort of guidance that can help you move forwards without starting January fatter than you did December.
So we're going to talk about like what we personally do, because anything that our clients know is everything that we preach is everything that we practice. Okay, so we would never get our clients, or we never talk about doing things if we don't do it and we don't honestly believe in our method. So number one is we do intermittent fasting. So this is something that we'll continue to do through the Christmas period, and it's actually really good, because it means then like you can save the calories for the Christmas meal, for the after evening snack. And it's not a case of you're starving yourself. It's not like fasting yourself. It's you just have a window in the day where you still meet your calorie, you still meet your macro goals, but it's so much useful. It's a lot more I can't talk. It's useful when you're having like social events, meals out, going out on the lash. It definitely becomes useful.
So we'd just call it like calorie saving. If you don't, people often when we say fast, they think we're starving ourselves. For us, like, we tend to keep our window from like 2 till 8-ish, roughly. Now, on like Christmas Day, for example, if we're eating dinner at 3 o'clock, we'll probably fast until 3, and then we'll know we can enjoy like a 2,500 calorie meal at once, and we won't feel guilty for it. So that's the sort of first tool that we would suggest to people, that if you're worried about, you don't want to get fat over Christmas, that's a good tool. That means you can still enjoy whatever you want, because we always say to people, if you have to avoid a type of food over Christmas, you're doing something wrong. You shouldn't have to do that. So first and foremost, that's it. Then the next one, what we would go on to, is just focus on calories.
Yeah.
Don't stress about protein, carbs, fats, your micronutrients, because you just stress yourself out. For a few days over Christmas period, festive period, just focus on hitting calories. And if you're going over a little bit but you're in a deficit all the other days, you don't need to beat yourself up about it.
And if you're looking at all the diets out there on this planet, there's all that one thing, they all have one thing in common, and that is they're all in a calorie deficit. So no matter the macros that you're eating, if you stick to the calories, you're still going to kind of make the results and the progress that you want. The reason why some different diets differ in terms of their macros, like we like to have our clients having a good source of protein, is because that just helps them feel fuller for longer. But there's other diets out there that will work.
Yeah, so then once you've focused on the calories, the other thing what we can start to look at is like your NEAT. So just basically that is making sure that you're burning more calories without doing specific exercise, like going to a gym or doing a home-based workout, things like that. So it could just be like doing active things like getting out walking. If you've got kids and they've got toys for Christmas that they play with outside, go outside, get your steps up, take the dog out. Just little things that are going to help you increase the number of calories that you burn over the festive period. Because what we find is it goes from two ends of the extreme. It will go to like up until possibly now you've been in a calorie deficit where you're really, really active. You're probably not eating anywhere near the amount you will over Christmas, and then it goes from like there's your activity and there's your calories you're taking in, and then it's going to go, your calories taken in are going to go right up, and your calories burnt are going to go down. So that almost overouts, and then you're actually going to be in a calorie surplus, and that's what we want to try and minimise.
And have you ever noticed that when you are sort of like around this time of year, you are perhaps you're eating foods kind of slightly more richer, or you're just having a surplus of food, you also find that you also feel possibly sluggish, you feel tired, you're lacking motivation, perhaps you're noticing how you think. So if you can just use that time to kind of go outside, get some fresh air, then you're just going to feel, you're really going to turn it around. It's going to be such a vicious cycle. So you're going to break that sort of trend that perhaps has been happening to you every year. Like make perhaps this year slightly different, try something else. Because if you're noticing it come January, you are feeling pretty low in how you feel and you wish that perhaps you did it differently. Let this be perhaps a little reminder. The number one rule is always to enjoy yourself. So we're not saying to you need to be watching everything that you eat, but we're just saying if on January you feel so low about yourself, let's perhaps kind of break that trend and do something different this year.
Yeah, because we always have this thought process of like, we're going into the new year, and like, I can remember the number of New Years that I woke up feeling like shit, purely because I'd sedated myself with food and alcohol over the whole of the festive period, and I was going into a new year feeling like death. And since we've had Ether May, obviously we've not had the luxury of going out on the lash on New Year's Eve and things like that, so our lifestyle's changed a little bit. But now I wake up the last 2 New Years, even when I've not been in the best place mentally myself, I've woken up feeling motivated for the year, and I think that I'm a strong believer that's the way that all of you should feel. When you wake up for the new year, you should be feeling looking forward to it, motivated for what's about to come. It doesn't mean you can't go out, enjoy yourself and relax and stuff like that, but what you need to do is pay close attention to what's going on up here, because that's so important, especially over this time of the festive period.
And so another tip that you could do as well, especially if you are drinking you're on the razzle dazzle, is just kind of be aware of like your water intake as well, because not only is it going to help during the day, but it's going to help you the day after. You're not perhaps going to have that foggy head, and this is where like the vicious cycle keeps occurring, because if you're kind of waking up hungover, is what you're really going to be craving. So if we can kind of reduce the longer term effects that are happening from this festive period, so water is definitely great, it's definitely key, it's going to help you kind of just feel a bit better the next day.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much all we wanted to cover and share with you today. I think our message really for everybody is you should be able to enjoy it. You know, we've just done a live video for our coaching clients, and the most important thing we stress to everybody is enjoy yourself. Don't feel guilty if you don't exercise. Don't feel guilty if you've eaten too much. What you need to do is just understand that it's a time of year. You're never going to get this time back. Enjoy it.
And listen to how you feel. Like if you're nervous right now, like what you're nervous about, being anxious, you're stressed, like what is it, how you feel towards Christmas right now? Because if there's any sort of like nervousness towards food or alcohol, then like we really want to help you, because you really shouldn't be feeling that way. We're all about healthy lifestyle, healthy relationships with food, with yourself, with exercise. And so if there's any form of anxiety, talk to us, because we really want to help you. Shouldn't be having those things, especially towards the time of year where it's all about kind of
letting your hair down,
and
enjoying
gatherings,
it.
like where it's social, it's about social time, so no one should ever be feeling as if like have a negative approach to it.
Yeah, so that's all we've got. Have a good day. We hope you have a good start to the week, and it's not too stressful for people. That's, I think, what we definitely want. No stress. See ya.